to talk about some motivation, got to talk about some meditation, got to talk about some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Haven't been live in about a week or so, just getting back on top of it. It's okay that we get our butts kicked, guys. There's times when your mentality needs to kick in. It's when you're going through challenges. I know that there's a lot of different things that we go through. There's a lot of things that we face off against, and the true character within ultimately comes out. You see what I'm saying? The true character within ultimately starts to open up. And I look at what I've faced off against, okay? I look at how the character is, and we can be kind to other people. We can be kind to them, we can and those people that are going to want to be a part of your life, they're not going to want to be a part of your life for being selfish, okay? Like I ask every day, this question is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And the reason why I ask that is because I seek out a positive mentality. I'm seeking out internal peace, seeking out internal connection, internal awareness, to be aware within yourself. And it's important that we start to believe in ourselves and we start to believe in our abilities. Like when you're going through challenges, if you continue to work on them, you will eventually overcome the challenges. You have to have patience with yourself. You have to have patience inside of who you are to focus. And you see, when we do that, okay, when we start to realize that the things that are meant for us will move in our direction, when we start to realize that the blessings that we achieve, the things that we go through, the places that we're facing off against are actually bringing us closer to being ourselves. They're bringing us closer to be who we are within. They're bringing us closer to the ability to overcome. I I think that a lot of people stop themselves before they open up their mind. They stop themselves before they open up their ability, and why? Why do they stop themselves? What stops you from continuing to focus? What stops you from continuing to move forward, And it often comes from within. It comes from, you know, how you relate to the challenges, how you relate to the things that you're facing off against. You see, a lot of the times, the challenge really isn't the issue. The issue is that we're not putting our mind in the right place. We're not putting our abilities in that place to overcome those kinds of challenges. I look at, how can I focus when everything isn't working in my direction? And then I remember that just by working at it, by simply working at it, by simply getting down and creating a routine and creating a pattern that I ask myself on a daily basis, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And I'm here right now, starting to feel a little bit more up, starting to get back into it. And I wanted to put this video out that you would be reminded that you're worth it, that your challenges are worth it, that you don't have to be selfish to other people, that in fact, when you are selfish, it's like a worm, okay? Selfishness is like a worm. It eats at you, not others. When people are there trying to help you and you become selfish, the person that you are actually eating at is yourself. You're eating at the person within you. You're eating at the part of yourself. You're losing part of who you are. And so there's a lot of people that have become so selfish that they've actually lost themselves, becoming somebody that they're not. They're becoming, what other people want them to become. For a long time, I was one of those people. I was a person who wanted what everybody else wanted. But what is it truly that you want? What is it that you truly want to achieve? What is it that when you focus, when you put your mind, when you put your body, and when it's connected with that kind of focus, moves those types of things that aren't meant for you out of the way? So here I am asking you the same question. What are you focused into? What is it that you are focusing on? How are you utilizing that part of positivity? How are you utilizing that part of your being? How are you utilizing that part of your journey? And you see, we each go through that process, and we go through that place inside of ourselves. We go through that part inside of our mentality, inside of our ability, and it's a gift to have that kind of challenge. It's a gift to have those things that we need to work through. And we should work through those challenges. We should find ways to become positive, to become the masters of the things that we take on, to be able to get to the place inside of who we are, where we start to become focused. And there are tools that you can use. You can listen to motivational speakers. You can listen to people that are focusing and have achieved high levels of success in multiple areas of mentality, because your mentality is everything. Your ability to focus is what makes you you. What you choose is positive, what you choose is negative, that's you, my friend. That's your choice to choose how you choose what is positive or negative. So, how do you start choosing positivity? How do you start choosing positive ability? And you see, there's going to be times in your life when you're feeling like you don't even know how to make it through your challenges. And that is where the school of mentality comes in. It's when we don't know how to focus, when we don't know how to overcome, when we don't know how to manifest, and when we don't know how, that is where we can focus positivity into learning. And this life is a learning. It's a place of us finding a way to overcome, finding a way to make it through the challenges, finding a way to be the person that we are inside. And that you can either see as a positive force or a negative force in the universe. But once you decide to start learning from yourself, once you decide to start believing in you, once you start to decide that I'm going to be positive, the universe is going to first test you. It's going to ask you the question, are you willing to face off against these tests with a positive mentality? Are you willing to continue to grind even when things are not working in your direction? And so here are some of the tools that I have found that bring me closer to that place of positivity, that bring me closer to that ability to utilize self-study, that ability to utilize mentality. Now, one of those places that I have found is by stilling the mind, giving the ability of observation to see the positivity of oneself in a place to gain that place for understanding. And one of those places that you can go, that I enjoy to go, is to lakes. I enjoy to sit at the water's edge and listen to the birds, listen to the water, the wind, and to feel the sun shine. Why? Because we have become so sped up that we forgot about the simple things in life. We forgot how to strengthen ourselves with our breaths. We've forgotten how to write things down that are on our minds, to achieve our dreams, to achieve our goals, and not lose ourselves. See, the way that I view this universe is there's plenty for all of us. There's plenty for you, there's plenty for me. You know, when I see somebody who is achieving high levels of success, I ultimately look to see where their focus is, okay? Not at how much they have, all right? That is just one form of universal wealth. There is multiple forms of universal wealth. So are you utilizing that level of focus where you can feel joy for other people who are utilizing their universal wealth? And so here we are in this place, in this mentality together, asking this question: is what I'm doing today, is the place that I'm focusing, is it reflecting motivation? Are the people that are around me seeing my level of focus as such as a reflection of motivation? You hearing what I'm saying? So, in other words, is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? And is it inspiration? So, let's go ahead and start talking about some skills that we can use that I have found that work, and the reasons why they work. Okay? So, one of those things that I'm always talking about is the ability to write things down. Why do we want to write things down, Marcel? Why do we want to write them down? Nobody has a direct knowledge of every single thing that they do. Okay? Every part of who we are is a part of a glimpse of our journey. When you are on a journey, you want to tell a story to yourself and become best friends with who you are inside. And what better way than to tell a story of how you overcome your challenges with your mentality? This means that you can do that in your professions. This means that you can do that in your companionships, your homes. If you can find a way to turn your writings positive by looking at the total of negative and positive as a positive place of growth, then all things move you in a positive direction. I can think of a time when I was selling cars, when I was at the bottom, when I was getting my butt kicked, when other people were saying, hey, you should follow this person or that person. And what I started to look at is, what am I focusing into? What am I focusing on? What is it that I'm doing? How do I achieve a higher level of mentality? Not by comparing yourself to other people. Society has taught us to compare ourselves to other people. Okay? It's taught us to utilize that, that when you compare yourself to others, you can achieve. Society has taught us that you need to become a doctor, a lawyer, you know, that only singers become wealthy. I could tell you the wealthiest people in the world are in their mind. And so, how do you start to achieve those forms of wealth? How do you start to achieve those forms of mentality? And I take a look at a scenario. You take two people to a lake. One enjoys the lake, the other's mind is scattered. How long does it take the mind to unscatter to focus on what's actually in front of you? What truly matters? What can you hear the birds when you're at the lake? Can you hear the breeze? When you're in your professions, can you see what's going on? Can you gain that depth perception? Can you gain that ability within? Can you gain that ability in your mentality? And so this is what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about using those skills, okay? And a lot of us have grown up differently. We've gone through a lot of different things. We've had a lot of different scenarios. And there are ways for us to read things that will achieve a higher positive mentality. Okay, there are ways for what you are speaking out to vibrate from within. There are ways for your ability to allow the things that aren't meant for you to move out of the way so that positivity can ultimately fill its place. And are we doing that? Are we doing that, my friends? Are you focusing in such a way that you're making the choice to not be negative, to see the better angle, to see the ability within, to see the ability within your mentality? And I look at it and I examine it, and I've decided to be a positive force in the universe. I've decided to utilize positivity, to utilize the ability within, to utilize the mentality. And here we are together going through the challenges that we face off against. How can you turn them positive? How can you bring them into a positive alignment with your journey? How can you bring them into a positive alignment with your mentality? You see, I recognize that we don't always see what we do. We don't always understand what we do. We don't always use that part inside of ourselves. But yet, if we can turn it in a positive direction, if we can use the challenges that we faced off against, the lessons that we've learned, the things that we go through, the parts of who we are, if we can get inwards to the point where what you have inside matters, if you can find a place within, if you can find a place beyond, if you can find a way to listen to focusing in positive directions, you will start seeing the things that aren't meant for you move out of the way on their own. And you see, it's for you to allow those things, that process, is for you to gain that kind of understanding that you can only control your journey, your path. And it's to see not the things and the challenges that we face off against in a negative light, but to turn them into positive reinforcements, positive abilities within, positive abilities to overcome. And that I might have gotten my butt kicked for the last few days, and I'm here. I'm talking. I'm speaking from the mind. The ability within is achievable when you say, I am going to be positive. I am going to utilize positivity. I am going to utilize mentality. I have an able mind. I have learned. I have skills. I have abilities. Because, like in the case where I do videos on a daily basis, just about, it's kind of wonderful because it reminds me that no matter the challenges I have, no matter the challenges that I can overcome those challenges with a positive mentality. The universe can yield. The universe can uplift. The universe can bring within you a place of growth, a place of stillness, a place of understanding that when you connect with the universe, when you connect with this great thing that you have going on inside of you, that you have going on around you, you will find what nobody else can do for you. And it's interesting because a lot of us are seeking it out in other people. We're seeking it out in places that are not us. I think of a friend who said that they were really messed up. And I told them, no, 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 no. You are not messed up. It is the people that are around you that are messed up. When you look inside of yourself, you are a positive person. You just have to allow the process to happen. So are we allowing that process to happen? And that is a question, you know, that I ask you. I ask you guys, are you allowing the process of you to happen? Are you allowing the ability for your universe to become such? How can you start to prepare yourself in such a way that you're no longer putting yourself in the places that you've decided are negative? And once you decide something is positive, once you decide, hear what I'm saying, not what somebody else says. Once you decide something is negative in your life, are you gaining that kind of mentality to allow those negative things to leave your life? And so here I am today. You see, when you recognize your journey, when you recognize your path, when you find a way to become a positive person, your light inside will start to shine. The people around you will start to see you. The challenges that you're going through, you will start to overcome. And the things and the person that you believe in will come from within you. I just went through a situation, a time in this journey where I've come to realize that unless you love yourself, you can not find the person who is meant to be in your life, because they can do nothing for you until you do it for you. And that story makes me understand. It makes me gain that place of positive clarity, that place of vibration, to where we allow the things that are not meant for us to leave. When you do that, you allow the things that are positive to fill in the space, to fill in that place, to become a part of who you are. Are you able to do that for yourself? You know, I have seen a lot of people who judge a lot of people and don't look yet at themselves. I've seen a lot of people who say that they do things out of righteousness, but yet when it comes down to focusing into their own positivity, they don't even spend the time on themselves. They're too busy pointing fingers in other people's faces, in other people's ways, telling them, you can't do this. You can't utilize that part of your being. You can't utilize that part of your mentality. And it can be something that we can overcome. It can be something that we can manifest. It can be something that we can vibrate. It can be something that we can believe in. Positive thinking comes from a place of choosing to be positive, even in negative situations, evaluating and accepting that, okay, that may have happened, and I'm going to allow that to move out of its on its own, that positivity will fill its place. When positivity becomes from within, when it becomes a vibration, the universe will first test you to ask you if it's worth it. It will continue to test you for your life, because your life is a journey. Your challenges are lessons. You are the student in your life. You are a place of breath, of mentality, of focus, knowledge, and discipline. And accessing that inside of yourself Inside of the gifts that you have, things like music, things like breath work, things like stillness, things like sports, like lifting, weightlifting. Some people find that place playing video games. Some people find that place with music. When we have the ability to go inwards, when we find the ability to find the knowledge inside, when we find the ability to enable that part inside of ourselves, that's when energy becomes important. It becomes important when you start to study your skills, when you start to study your crafts, when you start to use the person who you truly are with the tools that you truly have, with the abilities that only you have inside of yourself. And it's amazing when I'm utilizing breath work that I can hear the music of the breath. I can see the colors of the energy, can read the energy, can understand the combinations of the energy. There's many gifts that people have out there. There are many challenges that people have. There are many combinations, You can reach out to me for an energy reading, motivation, meditation, inspiration. Um, how are you learning? With breath work, the inwards breath is the student. It's the absorption. When you're in school and you're learning, you're trying to absorb as much as you can. You're trying to gain access to overcoming those challenges. When you're doing breath work, you're trying to absorb as much as you can, and you're trying to gain access to overcoming those challenges. That means that you are a student in your life. That means that you are a student within yourself. Within this journey, it's for you to go through that part of your process. It's for you to be in that part of your being, to ask yourself those types of questions. Am I applying my energy? Am I gaining access to what will allow me to absorb from these stories, from these things? Or am I allowing myself to become a victim to my situation? You can choose to no longer be a victim to your situation. You can choose to learn. You can choose to become who you are on the inside. You could choose to be honest with that one, to no longer be held back by fears, pains, or emotions, to let them become lessons, to let the mind overcome the challenges, to use the gifts and the skills that you have, the gifts and the skills that come from within your vibration, to light you up inside. In the world of energy, we have different energy fields within, and when we are using those different energy fields, we can see those energy fields within the characteristics of somebody. what are the characteristics that light up inside of you? How can you start utilizing those to become the students in your life? How can you start to utilize those to be the teacher within you? How can you start to utilize those to be able to overcome your challenges? See, it's like a tunnel. You start out in darkness, but as you light up inside, as you light up, you will find the way. You will find the light within. You will find a part of you that you didn't even believe existed. And we can find that light. We can shine inside. We can use energy that flows inside of you. You know, I think of a great master of meditation called Bruce Lee. And I think of how they were working to take Bruce Lee's life because they understood that the energy inside was so great that they didn't even want it to be taught to other people. They didn't want it to be taught without that kind of mentality. They didn't want it to be given to other people. I think of another form. I think of the energy of nozzle, the nose meditation, to go through and to process down, intended in such for Shakti energy to be produced. I think of how to utilize Shivanic energy given by the Most High, given to us is the process of recognizing ourselves, recognizing our being, recognizing our purpose, recognizing our journey. I am extremely grateful to be who I am. I am extremely grateful for the challenges and the people that are a part of my life. I'm extremely grateful that the Most High still works in my life through the challenges that I've been through, the things that I didn't cause, the things that are to be vibrated, And I look at these lessons from within. I look at these lessons on the outside. I look at how can one find themselves, become the light within, become the person within who they are, that it shines outwards. See, it's not that you don't shine inside, because you are that light. You have that journey. You have that path. And you have that purpose to light this world up with your student and your teacher in you. Let's go ahead and start talking now about inspiring. If you can yet but see you as a blessing, if you could yet but recognize you are worth it, if you can yet but connect your focus and your knowledge together, the universe will find ways to yield. It will find ways to overcome. It will find ways for you to make it through the challenges with the right positive mentality, with a positive way, with a positive ability. You will overcome your challenges. And when you start to, other people will recognize you as different. Nothing has changed. Okay? You've decided inside of you, I am choosing to be positive. Okay? I am choosing positivity as the route that I am taking. I am choosing to learn from myself. I am choosing to learn from within me. I am choosing to gain that kind of being, that kind of centering, that kind of understanding, grasping this, that this universe is not to take, but that it gives so much that your world will become uplifted the minute you recognize this, that the world lives by the law of riches. Okay? Which means when you're willing to give, you will receive. When you're willing to give, you will gain energy. When you're willing to give, you will find purpose. You will find path. You will find journey. When you give yourself the ability to be you, when you give yourself the ability to be positive, when you give yourself the ability to overcome, that you will overcome your challenges. They may not happen the first day. They might not happen the second day. They might not happen for a period of time. Passing through that process is completely up to you. When you find a way to stay positive, when you find a way to utilize positive thinking, you enable the connection between the focus and the knowledge within yourself. And are we doing that today? See, that's the reason why I asked this question, is what I'm doing today, is it inspiration? When you become a place of positivity, when your knowledge becomes sufficient for you, you know, when you no longer need from external sources, but from within you, the light shines. From within you, the ability inside grows. From within you, the mentality overcomes. You will inspire other people. They will see that as a reflection. They will see that as a lightening of their load. By you, if you could do it, then possibly I can too. And through that, you will find a better way. You will find a way to overcome your challenges. You will find a way to go beyond, to go to the place where nobody else is willing to go, to do the things nobody else is meant to do because they are not you. And I look at this. I look at how to overcome, how to find what is from within, how to manifest, how to focus, how to achieve the dreams within. And I want you to realize that your journey is worth it. Your path is worth it. That you are an inspiration. It's up to you to go for it, to become it, to believe in it, to believe in your dreams, your goals, your abilities, to apply your focus and your knowledge, to vibrate as inspiration, that other people would seek out you. They would seek out your being. Your own vibration can radiate that. Now, like a rock being skipped on water, the rock is going through the process. The water is leaving ripples. When others feel the ripples, when others feel that, it can be after the rock has gone in the water that the ripples are still there. The thing is, the rock is just part of the process. The ripples being left is what is important to remember. There is more to you than meets the eye. It is within your vibration. It is within your being. It is within your purpose. And I still have a learning to do on becoming that place of inspiration, that connection between focus and knowledge, achieving positive thinking, achieving positive ability, achieving positive mentality. You know, my Facebook group is almost at 11,000 members. You know, what's going to happen at 100,000, 200, a million? Are we going to start to see people applying this? And I can say that it hasn't been taught in society that when you are focused, you can achieve your dreams. When you are focused, you will overcome your things. That you have to choose between good and bad, which came as a choice. Now, what is yours? Are you going to choose a positive mentality? Are you going to choose the ability to overcome? You know, I remember working at Chrysler, and my friend Francisco asked me this question. He said to me, he said, "So do you want to be a manager?" You know, and I'm sitting there, and I answered my friend and I said, I only want what I achieve. I only want what I can overcome. If I earn that place as manager, it is not because I am not doing my job well. It is because I am doing my job so well that other people want to follow the same way that I am doing. We can do that by being who we are. You can be the best employee. You can be the best manager. You can be the best at the things that you put yourself to. So you got to put it into a place where you decide if this is a positive way. This is a positive direction. This is a positive mentality. And so here I am, focusing, Here I am manifesting. Here I am vibrating. Here I am inspiring you. Let me tell you about a story. A while back, I had almost no gas. I had no funds. And I had to travel in a Prius from LA to San Diego. There was a semi in front of me that I followed the whole entire way from LA to Oceanside. When I saw this semi, the drag from the semi caused me to make it from LA to San Diego in less than 3 bars of gas. Okay. We can use that kind of knowledge, that kind of focus. We can look up and see the wind moving around us in our own process. We can see the wind moving around us in our own mentality. It's when you apply it that you will see the blessings moving in your direction. It's when you apply it that you will see yourself overcome it. It's when you apply it that you can manifest. You manifest what you put out, which means when you decide to be positive, you will overcome challenge. So inspiration is just the connection of the two and the understanding that becoming centered, okay? Centered is you. That you are both mass and energy. Your vibration matters. Your being matters. Your purpose matters. Your journey matters. And it matters to you. It matters on your life. You are a human being. You are meant to be present within yourself. You are meant to be a blessing from the Most High. You are meant to uplift others. You are meant to believe that you can achieve the impossible. You are meant to believe that you can overcome. And you are meant to believe that you have what it takes inside of you to be that kind of blessing, to be that kind of light, to be that kind of journey. Well, a lot of us go to certain places, seek out certain types of energy. Don't ignore yours. Don't ignore your centering, your being. Don't ignore your path, your journey, your purpose. Because your path, your journey, your purpose is worth it. See the blessing within yourself. See the blessing within who you are. See the blessing within what you seek, within who you are. You see, that is a part that I like to call life. This life is care, which is love, inner frequency, energy, life. Live inner frequency, energy. You hearing what I'm saying? Your inner being matters. You matter. Life. is what you tap into, what you utilize, what you focus on, what you manifest, what you believe in, what you focus through, how you focus with positivity. Your life is your energy. Your life is your inner path. Your life is your frequency. And more than anything, it is worth your journey to that inner peace of reflection that comes from within. Love is a reflection of care. The knowledge, the mere fact that you feel those feelings comes from within, comes from a choice that you've made. The knowledge inside to choose positivity is within you. It's within your being. It's within your vibration. It's within your purpose to overcome those kinds of challenges. You gotta allow yourself to do it. You gotta allow yourself to be who you are within. You gotta allow yourself to see that this isn't just what happens. It's that the process is bringing you closer to yourself. Well, I hope that I've achieved the last piece in this story. I've hoped that I've brought you closer to a place of inspiration within you, a place that you see your gifts, that you start to see your talents, that you start to see your abilities. I hope that what I might have shared with you today brings you closer to your ability. Leave comments on how this affects you. Motivation, meditation, and inspiration is what kept me alive. I asked myself this question every day when I was sleeping in my van. 2 months I slept in a van. One of the biggest joys I had actually was the ability to go through that process. Why would you enjoy that, Marcel? Why? Why not enjoy that? Why not embrace you? Why not embrace your challenges? Why not embrace the person that you are inside and see that when you're greater inside, the challenges that you have around you will go ahead and finish on their own? That the positive things will start to fill your space. It will start to fill your place. It will start to fill your being. That what you have is a blessing, and that the right people will find their way to you if you can yet but stay positive, if you can yet but know that you're worth it, that your light inside shines, that your ability inside shines, that your mentality shines. And this is what I got to share with you guys today. That when you start to believe that about yourself, when you start to believe that you can do it, that you can achieve it, your dreams can become possible. Are we centering in that point? Where the Most High God is working through you, tapping into the universe at a higher frequency, life. Where energy matters. Where do you apply your energy? You are an inspiration. When I see you, when I see the challenges you're going through, when I see the things that you're facing off against, the things that you are overcoming, the stories that you have, the places that you go, the things that you go through, they give me a reason to move forward. As I close, I just want to say blessings to you all. Blessings, as always, blessings, blessings, blessings. What does it take for you to believe in you is that you see the blessing that you are, that your life is worth it, that your path, that your journey, that your energy. As I close, I just want to say blessings and namaste.